Hello again, guys. I'm going to share some additional information with you on the wheel and axle problem from the Simple Machines Calculations Lab. So you can see as I'm turning this wheel around here, um, the the um, the rope is wrapping around the axle and the weight is lifting up. What you need to know about this is for every one turn of the wheel, sorry this is a little bit choppy, but trying to do this with my cursor. For every one time that the wheel turns, the axle also turns one turn. Okay, so we're comparing the distance that the wheel turns, the effort turns, to the distance that the load turns around the axle. Okay, so as we go through these, you need to draw that diagram, and the distance that the wheel turns is the circumference, okay, of the wheel. The distance the axle turns is the circumference of the axle, and here are your calculations on how to do the circumference. 2 times pi times radius, or the same thing would be pi times diameter, because the diameter is 2 times the radius. Okay, so we need to take a look at this. You need to measure this to the nearest half of an inch. Okay, so the diameter from here, from here to right here, and you can see what the mark is there. 24 and a half, it looks like. Okay. So that's what you need. That's our basic information. The diameter of the axle, just gave it to you. The diameter of your effort, okay, that's your diameter of your effort. Okay. No, excuse me. The axle diameter is 24 and a half. The distance of your effort is the circumference of the wheel. We calculate the circumference of the wheel by multiplying pi times the diameter. Okay, and that is the effort. The effort is on the circumference of the wheel. The distance of your load is the distance around, okay, the distance around this axle right here. Okay, the circumference of this axle. What a terrible circle. But you got the idea. Okay, so we need to calculate the circumference of the axle by multiplying pi times the diameter. This right here is the diameter. Okay, the distance from here to here. Okay, excuse me, here. All right. So these numbers on here on a caliper tell you how to measure the diameter. Okay, in a very accurate way. Calipers can make measurements to the nearest thousandth of an inch. That's 0.001. So here are your numbers: 1.3, 3/10, and 5/6, 500ths and 6 thousandths. 1.356. Okay, you're going to use that number to calculate the distance that the load travels around, okay, one turn around this axle, pi times diameter. Then you can use those answers to calculate the IMA. Okay, IMA is your distance of your effort divided by your distance of your load. Your force of the load is always the mass of the weight. Okay, the same number you use every time, 25.28. Okay, your force of your effort is right here on the scale. Just read it off, and then you can use those two numbers. Force of the load divided by your force of your effort equals IMA. Efficiency equals AMA divided by IMA times 100. Okay, pay attention to the number that you're supposed to round your answer off to. Some of you are making mistakes because you're not rounding off to the correct number of digits, and that's for all of them. Okay, some of them are rounded to the nearest tenth, some answers are rounded to the nearest hundredth, and others to the nearest thousandth. Okay, if you're not rounding correctly, they're not going to be correct answers. Okay, right? If you have any questions, good luck on this.